Shalom. Shalom. All honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba Hasham, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hasham, Rakha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders at Great Millstone that rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to all the brethren that do believe. Shalom to you believers out there. Shalom to you very few Akwath, you sisters out there. To you I say shalom. This is Deuteronomy 28. Verse 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. Okay, that's going into the time of 70 AD. All right, when the Romans persecuted the Jews. Okay, it was Roman persecution. All right, pretty much, they the enemy, the Edomites, they starved out, those that was in the land. Okay, they hit the food supply. All right, well, who was ruling at that time? The Romans. Okay, so hey, they was in power. All right, and it says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters. That's going into what? Cannibalism. When there's no food in the store, when there's no food in the refrigerator, when there's no food on the scene, what's going to happen? That's when people are going to be very, very desperate. Okay, the realization of fending for myself is going to kick in even more. I'm talking about, these people in the world. That's how they're going to think. Okay, the scripture talks about how the love of many shall wax cold because iniquity is abounding. So famine of food is on the rise. It's going to be a global famine. Okay, and this is going to happen. It's going to happen again. A lot of you people are going to eat your sons and your daughters, man. Okay? You people don't even care about your own children like that anyway. Okay, let's get to that scripture because, hey, we're living in the time of great evils, war, famine. Okay? That's all you hear in the news. War talk. You hear about people, these different celebrities wanting to buy underground bunkers and bomb shelters and whatnot. That dude, Rick Ross, the rapper Rick Ross, talking about either he was talking about it or he has one. Okay, but I believe he was talking about getting a doomsday bunker. You see? Why? Because World War III is on the rise. Famine's on the rise. Global famine. All right. I want to bring out this is Second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You see, so the Lord, Yahweh, Ba Hasham, Yahweh Shai, will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right. And that's what you see on the forefront is wickedness taking root in the earth. Nothing but evils and wickedness. Okay, why? Because the wicked are in rulership. Esau, Edom. And that same wicked nation is going to cut off the food supply. Ultimately, the Lord is bringing the famine. You see? Ultimately. You see? Because the Lord is going to hit these different, hit the crops with different plagues, which the Most High's been doing that. Okay? He also, the Most High's putting the spirit on Esau to destroy the crops, to destroy the earth. You see? Where you won't be able to buy or grow corn or grow different vegetation. There will be a famine in the earth, man. No food out here. This is Second Esdras 15. This is Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. We're in that time of great tribulation. It says the lack of bread. It's about to be a lot of hungry people out here. You see? But the Lord's servant is going to be okay, according to the scriptures and according to prophecy. The scriptures say, my servant shall eat, drink, and rejoice. Okay? So we're in that time of rejoicing. We're in that time of the Most High's continuing to take care of us. But the unfaithful shall die in unfaithfulness. That's what the scriptures speaks on. Okay? The Lord is bringing the famine. This is Leviticus. This is Leviticus 26. Verse 29. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. Okay? That's a curse that the Lord put upon us as a nation because of our wickedness and us being wicked. And now, us being in different captivities, we are in the last captivity. It's the last captivity for Jacob. And who's ruling right now? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? The Romans were who? The Edomites. The Greeks were who? The Edomites. The Edomites are here today ruling the earth in wickedness. Therefore, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So who's up next to rule in the world to come? That would be Jacob, the Israelites, starting with Yahushua, the Messiah. All right, this is let's bring out Kings, Second Kings chapter 6. Second Kings chapter 6, verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall. And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. And he said, God do so, and more also to me, if the head of Elisha the son of Shaphat shall stand on him this day. Yeah, okay, so you know, at that time when you go up to verse 25, it says, And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for foursquare pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So at that time, people was desperate. There was a famine going on. People was, selling dung. Okay, selling the head of a donkey. All right, probably had flies in it. A famine, animals dying. Right. Remember, that's the Lord plagued Egypt. He plagued the cattle too with a cattle disease. All right. So, but what the point is there? Verse 29. So we boiled my son. You see, a lot of you people going to be boiling your children in these last days. Why? Because it's going to be a famine. All hell is about to break loose. Okay, it's about to get very gruesome and grievous out here. We're approaching Jacob's trouble, man. This is Ezekiel's chapter 7, verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. What's on the scene? Well, it's not new, but they're talking about the pestilence X. Okay, they got different diseases out here. The Black Death is coming back, and it's going to be more plagues and pestilences happening, because ultimately the Lord is bringing the plagues and the pestilences, the diseases. Ultimately, the Lord is bringing that. He's bringing the sword, death, destruction. The Most High is not playing, and we telling you people time after time after time. And that's our job, is to warn the people and to speak on these things. This is Ezekiel 14, verse 12. The word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. We're living in a very sinful kingdom. Okay, this place was built on robbery, theft, murder. Okay, they touched the apple of the Most High's eye. That's you Israelites. which consists of you so-called African Americans, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native Americans, you so-called Seminole Indians. Okay, you Israelite, you the Israelites. And we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay. You got the Israelite foreigners out there that may look like the other nations, but their line, their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they believe in the truth. That means you're an Israelite because only the Israelites can believe in the truth. Okay? So this word is for the Israelites, starting with the elect. So with that, all honor, all praises, and glory be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Remember, hey, the Lord is bringing the famine. The Most High is bringing the famine. Famine of food is on the rise. Shalom.